love it or hate it, you've got to admit the F-14 Tomcat is probably one of the most troubled aircraft in all of War Thunder. And yeah, that might be a little confusing. So if you guys are not too familiar with the F-14A, it was first added in War Thunder a staggering 4 years ago, which is insane to me because I've actually been playing War Thunder since, a bit before then. It's still just kind of crazy to think about how things age over time. The F-14A was the first ever 4th generation aircraft to arrive to War Thunder. It arrived to go up against things like the MiG-23 MLD and MLA, and essentially what Gaijin did was, well, they saw the hype from Top Gun Maverick, they saw that the United States needed a new aircraft because the F-4, J, and E were just not necessarily too competitive against the MiG-23s, and so they decided to add the 4th generation F-14 Tomcat. And let me just say, this aircraft was has arguably had the most, insane run of all time. This thing was pretty much untouchable up until the arrival of the F-16 and MiG-29. And even then, this thing still had the only Fox 3s in the game for so long. Like, just imagine back then, 4 years ago now, the top tier was the F-4J and F-4E, the MiG-23, the Mirage C, and then you had a buttload of F-5C players, Su-25 players, A-10 players, and the F-14 Tomcat could see all of that. The F-14A, AIM-7Fs, AIM-54s, the new AIM-9H, brand new to the Tomcat at the time, the AIM-9G, it was an insane addition to the game. Now, over the last 4 years, the F-14 has seen a lot of additions. It's seen the arrival of the F-14B, which gave it the AIM-7M, BOL pods, AIM-9Ls, and then recently the arrival of the F-14 Delta, which gave it the improved AIM-54C+, gave it the AIM-9M, and, gave it the improved radar and all of that. And so the Tomcat hasn't just faded away after 4 years, but the F-14A, oh yeah, and they also added the F-14A Iranian variant, which, if you guys don't know, it's just one of the most broken event vehicles of all time with the Falcor 90s, and I don't even want to think about that aircraft. It is just, it's just an insane airplane. Just essentially imagine an F-14A with Fox 3s that are arguably still one of the best in the entire game, even today. And so the F-14A has kind of faded back a little bit now that, especially since the F-14A Iranian Tomcat exists, the IRAF is in the game, players will always just, want to play that. But 4 years later, how does the F-14A, look in War Thunder? Honestly, it's in a weird spot for me because it sits at 12.7. 12.7 is a fun BR for it because in an up tier, you're at 13.7. You're fighting the premium Sukhois, the F-16s, the Hornets, the F-15A, MiG-29s, even though you'll see the C at an up tier, you'll see the A at your own BR. All of these things are, air quote, better than you, especially in an up tier. At your own BR or a down tier, you're still absolutely a menace. The M54A should still get some form of, respect, because it is still absolutely viable and usable. And if you're in a down tier at 11.7, you're absolutely going to be able to get kills with it. You can get kills at your own BR or in an up tier. Now, I also want to note that, since the last 4 years, the Tomcat had a massive nerf, and a lot of players never talk about it. The best loadout I ever ran for the F-14, and I ran this for years, literal years, it's only been a change now for probably the last 8 months or so. You used to be able to run 3 AIM-7s, so you could run a double pylon on the belly, and then 1 on the wingtip, and then run, 3 AIM-54s. And this suited me perfectly, because what you could do is still do your BVR with the Phoenix. You'd still get 1, maybe 2 kills with the Phoenix. But then you weren't limited to only 2 missiles for medium-range engagements. And that's another note I want to say for the Tomcat A, especially now. It's no longer the same how it used to be. You used to be able to dogfight everything, and you still can dogfight everything. But with more advanced missiles found at this BR, you're going to not be able to get into the same dogfights you once were able to do. More advanced Fox 1s, more advanced Fox 3s really limit that OG playing style for the F-14A. Also, if you've made it this far in this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribed. Only 11% of my current viewers are subscribed. I appreciate all of the support. Also, feel free to join the Discord link down below in the description and comment down below what other vehicles you guys want to see me cover. Now, back in the day when the F-14A was first added, you were able to essentially use either the Phoenixes at long ranges and then go get more, or go get AIM-7s, or run the AIM-7E2 or AIM-7F and just brawl with it. Nothing could really compete with you. It was very easy to get an ace with this aircraft. It was, like I said, it was essentially you versus MiG-23s. And it ruined top tier, it ruined the higher BRs for so many players, because keep in mind, the 10-7 vehicles, like the Su-25 and the MiG-20, not MiG, the F-5C, which are now 10-7, they were 10-3 and 10-0 back then. Those were what were fighting the Tomcat in an up tier. Do you understand how insane it is to run? And keep in mind, this was still when the F-5C was like the best rate fighter in the game, and was like the most bought and broken premium at the time. And so you had everyone flocking to the F-5C, which was 10.3, with 2 AIM-9Es and 2 20mm cannons. And you were competing with the F-14A, because this is when you'd have US versus US battles so often because so many Tomcat players. So your biggest threat was actually other Tomcats, I guess. You would have 2 AIM-9Es versus the ability of an F-14 to, one, it outflies you, it's faster than you, it's better than you. To have up to either 6 AIM-7Fs and 2 AIM-9Gs, or Hs, which are better than your Es any day of the week, or the Phoenix, and then they have a Vulcan 20mm Vulcan cannon. It was insane. And it is same thing for the MiG-23. You'd have 4 R60s and 2 R24Rs versus that. It was just not even fair. I haven't had any vehicle since the F-14A Iranian Tomcat that was as broken as the F-14A. And it's just insane to think about. We will never see an aircraft like that again. Even the 5th generations, we will never see a release of an aircraft like the F-14A. It just won't happen again. Man, those were good times. I want to know your thoughts on the F-14A, not the Iranian one. Do you guys think it's aged great in War Thunder, aged poorly in War Thunder? Is it good? Is it bad? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.